Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments hitting Port Charles this Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. As dangerous secrets unravel and shocking confrontations reach their boiling point, Anna Devane's relentless investigation targets Carly Spencer. The tension reaches unprecedented heights as Police Commissioner Anna Devane launches an intensive interrogation of Carly Spencer. Armed with damning ballistic evidence that could shatter everything, the forensic analysis has conclusively revealed that the bullet, which nearly claimed Drew Kane's life, originated from the prestigious Edward Quartermain weapon collection, a discovery that sends shockwaves through the investigation. Anna's razor-sharp detective instincts immediately zero in on Carly, knowing full well that the Spencer matriarch has historically maintained close ties with the Quartermain family, potentially granting her unprecedented access to their private arsenal. However, Carly Spencer is absolutely not having any of this accusatory nonsense. The fierce blonde powerhouse fires back with characteristic defiance, her voice dripping with indignation as she boldly challenges Anna's investigative competence. Do your actual job instead of lazily pinning crimes on the most obvious suspects, Carly declares with unwavering conviction, her eyes blazing with righteous fury as she refuses to be railroaded by what she perceives as sloppy police work. Britt Westburn's desperate panic over father-son reunion. Meanwhile, Britt Westburn finds herself consumed by overwhelming panic as she witnesses young James West approaching the threshold of Nathan West's hospital room, threatening to expose secrets that could destroy multiple lives. Her heart pounds frantically as she realizes the catastrophic implications of this innocent childhood curiosity meeting the harsh reality of Nathan's miraculous survival. In a desperate move born of sheer terror, Britt frantically corners the unsuspecting Damian Spinelli, her voice trembling with barely contained hysteria as she insists that Maxie Jones would never approve of such a potentially traumatic encounter. However, this argument seems fundamentally flawed given Maxie's deep, enduring love for Nathan. Surely she would want her beloved son to know his father lives and breathes. Britt's increasingly erratic behavior suggests she harbors explosive secrets about Nathan's condition, recovery, or perhaps his true identity that could devastate the entire West Jones family dynamic. The walls are closing in on Britt, and if she hopes to prevent this life-altering father-son reunion, she must finally confront the truth she's been desperately hiding. Elizabeth Baldwin confronts Britt's suspicious activities. The situation becomes even more precarious when veteran nurse Elizabeth Baldwin catches wind of Britt's increasingly suspicious behavior, particularly her frantic, whispered conversation with Spinelli that reeks of conspiracy and deception. Elizabeth's years of experience navigating Port Charles' endless web of lies and cover-ups have given her an almost supernatural ability to detect when something is fundamentally wrong. Her sharp nursing instincts, combined with her intimate knowledge of hospital protocols and patient relationships, make her a formidable opponent for anyone attempting to manipulate the truth. As Elizabeth approaches Britt with pointed questions and unwavering determination, the confrontation promises to expose long-buried secrets that could reshape multiple families' futures. Britt's nervous energy and defensive posturing only serve to confirm Elizabeth's growing suspicions that a massive deception is unfolding within the hospital walls. The emotional father-son meeting finally happens. Despite Britt's frantic interference attempts, fate ultimately orchestrates the long-awaited encounter between Nathan West and his son James, creating a moment that will forever alter both their destinies. Nathan's face illuminates with pure, unbridled joy as he gazes upon his beloved child for the first time since his supposed death, his voice thick with emotion as he softly whispers, "Hello there." However, this tender reunion carries underlying tension and uncertainty, as young James has been firmly convinced by both Spinelli and grandmother Felicia Scorpio that his daddy resides peacefully in heaven. This creates a profound psychological conflict for the innocent child. Will his pure, untainted instincts recognize the man before him as his biological father, or will confusion and disbelief cloud this precious moment? The emotional complexity of this situation extends far beyond simple recognition, encompassing questions of memory, trauma, and the powerful bonds between parent and child that transcend even apparent death. Sonny Corinthos forms new alliance with Veronica Bard in an unexpected twist that could significantly shift Port Charles' power dynamics. Sonny Corinthos engages in what appears to be friendly, strategic conversation with the enigmatic Veronica Ronnie Bard. Their animated discussion suggests the potential formation of a powerful new alliance. that could have far-reaching consequences for various ongoing conflicts throughout the city. Sonny's legendary ability to forge beneficial partnerships and his keen instinct for recognizing valuable allies may have identified something uniquely useful in Ronnie's character, skills, or connections. This developing friendship could provide Sonny with fresh perspectives, resources, or strategic advantages that he desperately needs to navigate the increasingly complex challenges facing his organization and family. The timing of this potential alliance suggests it may play a crucial role in upcoming confrontations and power struggles. Michael confronts Tracy with ultimatum about police involvement. The Quartermain family drama intensifies dramatically as Michael Corinthos delivers a bold ultimatum to the formidable Tracy Quartermain, essentially challenging her to either accept his version of events or involve law enforcement authorities. This confrontational stance indicates that Michael possesses information or evidence that he believes will vindicate his position, while simultaneously suggesting that Tracy harbors serious doubts about the truthfulness of his account. The mention of calling the police implies that whatever story Michael is telling involves potentially criminal activity, or at least suspicious circumstances that warrant official investigation. Tracy's legendary skepticism and sharp business instincts have likely detected inconsistencies or implausibilities in Michael's narrative, leading to this tense standoff between two strong-willed Quartermain family members. Ric Lansing's desperate escape and deadly confrontation. The most terrifying development of the day unfolds as the dangerous Ric Lansing successfully frees himself from his restraints, transforming from helpless captive to immediate deadly threat in a matter of moments. His criminal mind quickly formulates a sinister plan as he notices Alexis Davis peacefully napping, completely unaware of the mortal danger rapidly approaching her vulnerable form. With calculated stealth and malicious intent, Ric positions himself directly behind the unsuspecting Alexis, raising a gleaming knife to her exposed throat in a move that could end her life within seconds. The psychological terror of this moment is amplified by Alexis's complete helplessness and Ric's obvious descent into dangerous desperation. However, fate intervenes in the form of Ava Jerome, whose impeccable timing and quick thinking may be the only thing standing between Alexis and a brutal death. Ava's arrival at this critical moment suggests she possesses the courage and capability to once again subdue the increasingly unhinged Ric before he can complete his murderous intentions. Next, we will learn about the explosive fan campaign demanding the resurrection of one of daytime television's most legendary characters, the incomparable Luke Spencer, and the shocking obstacles preventing his triumphant return to Port Charles. The passionate fan movement for Luke Spencer's epic return. The General Hospital faithful have reached a fever pitch in their relentless crusade to bring back the iconic Luke Spencer from his supposed eternal rest, transforming social media platforms into virtual battlegrounds of passionate pleas and desperate demands. Facebook groups dedicated to Luke Spencer have exploded with activity, featuring thousands of heartfelt posts screaming Luke and Laura forever, with an intensity that borders on religious fervor. These devoted fans have created elaborate theories about how Luke could dramatically return from the dead, crafting detailed scenarios involving everything from witness protection programs to elaborate medical cover-ups orchestrated by the nefarious Casadini family. The sheer volume and emotional intensity of these fan campaigns have caught the attention of General Hospital's production team, who are undoubtedly feeling the mounting pressure to deliver the miracle resurrection that millions of viewers desperately crave. Longtime viewers who grew up watching Luke and Laura's legendary love story refuse to accept that their beloved adventurer has truly met his final fate, insisting that no body means no death in the soap opera universe. Tracy Quartermain, the unexpected obstacle to romance. However, the path to Luke Spencer's glorious return is fraught with complications, primarily in the form of the formidable Tracy Quartermain, whose continued presence on the Port Charles canvas creates a labyrinth of romantic entanglements that could derail any Luke-Laura reunion. Tracy's recent emotional devastation following the heartbreaking loss of Monica Quartermain has added layers of complexity to her character development, making her more vulnerable and sympathetic than ever before, a development that complicates any potential Luke storyline. The writers find themselves in a precarious position, knowing that Tracy and Luke's tumultuous romantic history, including their passionate but volatile marriage, cannot simply be ignored or brushed aside if Luke were to miraculously return to the living. Tracy's fierce independence and sharp wit have always made her a formidable match for Luke's roguish charm, and their chemistry remains undeniable even years after their relationship's dramatic conclusion. Any Luke return while Tracy remains a central character would inevitably create an awkward love triangle that could fracture the fanbase and dilute the purity of the Luke-Laura love story that generations of viewers hold sacred. The age factor and retirement considerations. The harsh reality of time adds another crucial dimension to this complex equation, as both Jane Elliott Tracy and Anthony Geary Luke have reached the remarkable age of 78, while Jeannie Francis Laura remains a vibrant 63-year-old powerhouse, still actively contributing to General Hospital's ongoing storylines. Industry insiders whisper that the show's decision-makers may be strategically waiting for Jane Elliott to gracefully retire from her demanding role, potentially clearing the emotional and narrative pathway for Anthony Geary's triumphant return, without the complications that Tracy's presence would inevitably bring. This waiting game reflects the delicate balance that soap opera writers must maintain between honoring beloved legacy characters and creating compelling new stories that don't alienate longtime viewers. The age disparity between Frances and her former co-stars also suggests that she could realistically carry a Luke return storyline for several more years, provided that Geary remains physically and emotionally capable of handling the demanding soap opera production schedule. The speculation surrounding potential retirement timelines has become a cottage industry among General Hospital fan communities, with amateur sleuths analyzing every public appearance and interview for clues about the actor's future intentions. Laura Collins' current romantic entanglements. The current romantic landscape surrounding Laura Collins presents its own set of fascinating complications that could either facilitate or complicate Luke Spencer's potential return to her life. Laura's marriage to Dr. Kevin Collins, while stable and mature, lacks the explosive passion and adventurous spirit that defined her legendary relationship with Luke Spencer during their younger years. John Lindstrom's reduced screen time this year, attributed to his involvement in other professional projects, has created a natural distance between Laura and Kevin that astute fans have noticed and begun discussing extensively on social media platforms. This diminished presence has led to speculation that the writers may be deliberately cooling the Laura-Kevin relationship in preparation for more dramatic romantic developments. Many longtime viewers openly admit they would welcome a storyline that sees Laura and Kevin's spark gradually fading, particularly if it means clearing the path for the epic Luke-Laura reunion that has dominated fan wishes for nearly a decade. The psychological complexity of Laura potentially choosing between her stable present with Kevin and her passionate past with Luke would provide rich material for compelling storytelling that honors both relationships while moving the character forward. Strategic storyline integration possibilities. Should General Hospital's creative team decide to pursue Luke Spencer's resurrection, numerous compelling storyline possibilities could seamlessly integrate his return into the show's current narrative fabric. The ongoing Quartermaine estate battles, particularly involving the mysterious Ronnie and her complicated claims on Monica's legacy, could provide the perfect cover for Luke's dramatic reappearance, perhaps as an unexpected heir or secret ally with crucial information about family secrets. Luke's legendary connections to Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan could be leveraged to create powerful story arcs that explore unfinished business, old debts, and dangerous enemies who believed Luke was safely buried. The Casadini family's endless schemes and machinations have always been intricately connected to Spencer family history, offering writers multiple avenues for Luke's return, through everything from witness protection revelations to elaborate revenge plots that required his temporary disappearance from Port Charles. Laura's current responsibilities raising Ace Casadini and supporting her family through various traumas could benefit from Luke's street-smart wisdom and protective instincts, creating natural opportunities for their reconnection to develop organically, rather than feeling forced or contrived. The Great Fan Divide. Immediate return versus strategic patience. The General Hospital fanbase finds itself dramatically split between two passionate camps regarding the optimal timing for Luke Spencer's potential return, creating heated debates that rage across social media platforms daily. The Luke Now faction argues passionately that waiting any longer risks losing the opportunity entirely, pointing to Anthony Geary's advancing age and the unpredictable nature of soap opera production as compelling reasons to act immediately, regardless of Tracy-related complications. These fans believe that the show could successfully navigate any romantic triangle storylines, trusting in the writing team's ability to honor all characters while ultimately delivering the Laura reunion that feels both earned and satisfying. Conversely, the strategic patience camp advocates for waiting until Jane Elliott's eventual retirement, creates a cleaner narrative landscape, arguing that Tracy's departure would allow Luke's return to focus entirely on his relationship with Laura, without dividing fan loyalties or creating unnecessary romantic complications. This faction believes that patience will ultimately yield a more satisfying and emotionally pure Laura reunion that honors their legendary love story without diluting its impact through competing romantic interests. Next, we will learn about the intriguing possibility that Emma Scorpio Drake could dive deep into Britt Westburn's darkest secrets, potentially sparking some explosive and life-altering dangers. Let's start by exploring Emma's current fixation, which has her laser focused on exposing the shady dealings of Professor Henry Hank Dalton. As devoted GH viewers are well aware, Emma has been relentlessly pursuing evidence that Dalton is conducting unethical experiments on animals in his hidden laboratory. Her passion stems from a deep-seated love for animal rights, inspired perhaps by her own experiences growing up in Port Charles. Surrounded by the chaos of medical and scientific intrigue, Emma's determination to dismantle Dalton's operation and liberate those poor creatures is admirable. But recent hints suggest she's on the verge of uncovering layers far more sinister than mere animal cruelty. Imagine the shock when she realizes that Dalton's projects involve twisted genetic manipulations or forbidden research that could threaten human lives, blending science fiction with real-world horror. This revelation might come during a late-night stakeout or an accidental eavesdrop on a cryptic conversation, pushing Emma to dig even deeper despite the growing risks to her safety. Of course, Emma's world is about to be rocked by an even bigger bombshell: the unexpected return of Britt Westburn, whom everyone thought was long gone. Up until now, Emma has been blissfully unaware of Britt's survival, not to mention the surprising reappearance of Nathan West, Britt's brother and a figure from Port Charles' turbulent past. When this news breaks, it could hit Emma like a freight train, stirring up old emotions and forcing her to confront memories she'd rather forget. Picture Emma stumbling upon a clandestine reunion, or overhearing whispers in the hospital corridor. Suddenly, the pieces start falling into place. Alarm bells will undoubtedly ring in her mind, especially given her long-standing animosity toward Britt. From the tender age of childhood, Emma has viewed the Bridge as a formidable adversary, thanks to Britt's manipulative schemes that once tore through the Scorpio Drake family like a storm. This history isn't just petty rivalry, it's rooted in betrayals that left lasting scars, such as Britt's infamous baby switch plot that shattered trusts and relationships years ago. With her guard firmly up, Emma might begin piecing together how Britt's resurrection ties into broader conspiracies, fueling her resolve to protect her loved ones from any recurring threats. Now, envision a pivotal moment where Emma catches sight of Professor Dalton in a heated, secretive exchange with Britt herself. Since both report to the same shadowy overlord, perhaps a mysterious figure pulling strings from behind the scenes in Port Charles' underbelly, this encounter could light a fuse in Emma's investigative instincts. Red flags would wave wildly, prompting her to shift her focus from Dalton's lab to Britt's involvement. Adding to the tension, maybe Emma discovers encrypted files or overheard phone calls hinting at Britt's role in funding Dalton's experiments through illicit channels, all while Britt navigates her own web of deceptions to reclaim her place in the town. This could lead Emma down a rabbit hole of surveillance, where she employs clever disguises or enlists unlikely allies like tech-savvy friends to hack into digital trails. Ultimately, Emma might unearth that Britt is deeply entangled in a nefarious plot involving experimental drugs or bioengineered threats that could endanger the entire community, demanding immediate intervention. The stakes escalate as Emma vows to halt this madness, drawing on her innate curiosity and moral compass to expose the truth. Given the fiery history between Emma and Britt, filled with clashes that have ranged from verbal sparring to outright sabotage, General Hospital is poised to amplify this drama to new heights. Remember those iconic confrontations where Britt's cunning met Emma's unyielding spirit? Like the time Britt's lies nearly destroyed Emma's family bonds. The show could lean into this rivalry, portraying Emma as a fierce crusader determined to dismantle not just Dalton, but Britt and their entire network of accomplices. Perhaps we'll see Emma gathering a makeshift team of supporters, including old friends from her Robin Scorpio days, to build a case against them. This pursuit might involve risky infiltrations into forbidden zones, or decoding hidden messages in medical records, all while Britt counters with her signature blend of charm and treachery. The narrative could explore how Emma's personal growth from a wide-eyed child to a bold young woman equips her to challenge these villains head-on, turning past grievances into fuel for justice. While Emma lacks the official badge of a WSB agent like her contemporary Jocelyn Jacks, she possesses an equal measure of tenacity and ingenuity that makes her a force to be reckoned with. Jocelyn's involvement in high-stakes operations has shown us the dangers of espionage, but Emma's resourcefulness shines through in her ability to improvise under pressure, perhaps drawing from her mother's legacy as a doctor and adventurer. As Emma starts stirring up trouble made by leaking anonymous tips or confronting suspects directly, she could inadvertently sabotage the WSB's covert efforts to bring down the same syndicate. This interference might force Jocelyn into a tough spot, receiving directives from Jack Brennan to rein in Emma for the greater good. Alternatively, Jocelyn could defy orders in a rogue move to shield Emma from imminent peril, leading to tense alliances and moral dilemmas. Either scenario promises heart-pounding action, as the two young women navigate loyalty, friendship, and the blurred lines between right and wrong in Port Charles' shadowy world. Through her solo sleuthing, Emma stands to peel back the layers of Britt's most guarded secrets, revealing shocking truths that could reshape alliances and expose long-buried scandals. For instance, what if Emma uncovers evidence of Britt's fake death involving international smugglers, or experimental serums that grant unnatural longevity? These discoveries might come at a steep price, placing Emma squarely in the crosshairs of ruthless operatives, who won't hesitate to eliminate loose ends. General Hospital spoilers indicate that this path could jeopardize Emma's very existence if she doesn't tread carefully, with potential ambushes or traps designed to silence her forever. As the storyline unfolds, fans can anticipate a roller coaster of unsettling revelations, from hidden lairs stocked with forbidden tech to betrayals that test the fabric of family ties.